I think now,
Right now?
it's
Now
fine.
you're on live. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hello.
Antoine, thank you for the great introduction. To sum up what we have achieved in 2019, I like to say that we have, oh, pardon, I need to select the presentation. I like to say that we have launched a one-stop shop. Well, to be honest, it was not really a one-stop shop. It was more like a one-stop shop light, because in 2019, we focused on 4 product types: merchandise, memberships, soccer school, and gift cards, like Antoine already mentioned to you. But this was not the finish. When we launched this relaunch of the web shop on April the 4th in 2019, we continuously improved and extended the functionalities of the shop. And in summer 2021, it really was time for the next release. But enjoy yourself.
Hello and warm welcome from my side. Okay, and here we go. We finally have our real one-stop shop, including every kind of product which we sell to our customers, pointing out today everything around tickets, match day tickets, season tickets, and the corresponding self-services around tickets. Today I'm going to tell you from my PO perspective about the project, and within my role as head of e-commerce at Bayer04, I was already responsible for the first part of the project in 2019, and in my very whitewashed memories, the project was very straight and simple. And although this might not be the exact reality, I thought, okay, no two huge challenges when I was asked to take over the part 2. So we did the planning for the project part 2, and we scheduled the kickoff for April 2020, and then suddenly COVID arrived in Germany. And I really remember these days when we thought about postponing the kickoff for like 2 or 3 weeks until this COVID thing is getting better. And luckily, we did not postpone anything, but we have had our very first full online meeting, online workshop with all the people from all the different companies, from all the different service provider. Yeah, and then the fun part began, because due to COVID, it was very hard to do any long-term forecasting, because we needed to change the focus a lot. Just to give you one example, we decided to start with the match day tickets. And then around Christmas, we decided, okay, let's switch the focus for the self-services of season tickets, because the idea behind was that if audience will return in summer 21, then probably only the season ticket holders. So we fully concentrated on the services around the season tickets, for example, like replacing or changing the price category or changing the ownership. And we also invented new features, for example, the opportunity to pause your season card or to be part of a lottery. But then coming to an end of the project, the whole COVID regulation changed, and we need to have a lot of flexibility, because suddenly there was the need to sell new season tickets, which was new to us. So we had to implement that we could sell the new season tickets. And then coming to our first match day, There was also and even the need to sell match day tickets. So this was also very, like spontaneous. And we had to react quickly. And finally, and by accident, we had our project graduation party just in October 21 at a first time sold out stadium against Bayern Munich. And that's the story of the project so far. So flexibility was highly welcomed these days. So what did we learn from this challenging project in general? So first, learning from my PO perspective is learn to deal with change. So many things are not fully under your control, but I think it's really important to be in the driving seat and to react always proactive to any kind of situation. Be clear about any uncertainties with your partners and try to find solutions about the current situation. So stay in the driving seat, focus on what can you do now, and trust in you and trust in your partners. Next thing that really changed my world with the new products of tickets is what we do in our daily business. So before COVID, our old ticket shop was very old-fashioned. So we had actually no possibilities to edit any kind of content, and the shop was not under our control. It was not controlled by my team. And I would like to show you some numbers how our world as an e-commerce team changed. So before the ticket sale started, we were focused on merchandising with our one-stop shop Lite. And here you see some impressive numbers. So the black bar shows you the full product views on any kind of jersey within the whole season 2021. And compared to that, you see the red bar, which shows you the full product views for our game against Bayern Munich within only 3 weeks. Later on, I'm going to show you what we do with this new possibilities, with this new word of reach. Another interesting thing is the, let's call it, diversity of customer interest. I brought you the amount of daily orders within 10 weeks, and on the left side, you see, on the left side, you see some regular merchandising days. So when we sell jerseys and stuff. And on the right side, you see the ticket sales, for example, against Bayern Munich. And this shows a huge diversity in customer interest. And just to give you one more number, this is the comparison to the last year, so the same time frame in last year. And what you see here is a peak of 6,000%, so an increase of 6,000% compared to the same time last year. So that shows you that we also need flexibility in the system and in the infrastructure, but Claudio will tell you more about that later on. Next, I'm going to tell you about our new word as editors, so what we can do now with our new shop. And speaking about tickets, we have a fully automated connection to the ticket system. So all the base data come in automatically, but we as editors have the full control of everything. So for us as editors, it's really simple to, for example, set sales restrictions on certain areas in the stadium for certain customer groups, or edit every kind of data and also every kind of content. As you see here, a product detail page with all the different area bricks that give the customer full service and full information. And I mentioned before the increase of interest and increase of reach, as you saw the two bars, the black bar and the red bar. So what can we do with this new reach? So just two examples, very simple examples. Here you see the countdown for a membership, for a member sales. So tickets were only sold to members. And we had the countdown there that shows the customer how long the member sale is still going on. And we did nothing else than promoting the membership beneath this countdown. And the membership sales increased a lot in these days. And another example, as you can see here, just go back to the newsletter subscription. We had the game against Bayern Munich online around 10 days before the actual sale started. So it was nothing but saying, okay, sale is starting at, and we put the newsletter formula in, and we generated hundreds and hundreds new qualified addresses day by day. So this is a huge value for us as e-commercers. Okay, so then another really nice feature is our PAS-O-meter. So the PAS-O-meter has a fully automated connection to a supplier of real-time football data. We can get like every kind of data, what happens in the game from this provider in real time. And what we have here is that the customers sees the amount of played passes within the game, and as soon as a certain limit of played passes is reached, the customer gets discount for a certain time. So, and we as editors are very flexible to edit these data. So, for example, we can change the amount of passes, we can change the discount, etc. And this is a really nice feature, and our orders always increases during these times. Last but not least, we highly benefit from this like toolbox kit that comes with Pimcore regarding branding guidelines. So you see here that the current season is very red. So, and if we decide to be more, for example, black in the next season, it's very easy to adapt the whole branding style to the shop, because it's actually only about changing the images. And so the shop has a totally new style with only some clicks, more or less.
Yeah. Beside this flexibility Britta was talking about, brought by modular area bricks from Pimcore, giving the editors the full flexibility to be as customer-centric as possible. The last but one lesson learned from this project I would like to bring to you is the essence of team play of systems and service providers around Bayer 04. In this project, 4 different service providers were acting side by side to Bayer 04. Each of them had one of the, or at least one of the technical landscape parts, services in their responsibility. So the main focus or the main task for this web shop since summer 2021 was to present tickets, events, matches, packages next to merchandise products, for instance, like this jersey. And now let's take a glimpse look behind the scenes, what happens technically behind what you can see in your browser. Well, as you might assume, most sport clubs use a ticketing system where they organize their seasons, their matches against the opponents, the seats for itself. And this ticketing backend system often is based on an ERP system. So Bayer 04 does with the ticketing system shown here in this mint green box from the service provider BFN. And what basically happens in the scenes behind, or behind the scenes, is that this ticketing system pushes base data, for instance, date, time, location of matches, and its permissions to Pimcore, where editors enrich this data and put editorial content on it, like Britta showed to you before. And this makes it possible that Pimcore can render and generate things like category pages from tickets or matches, or even product detail pages with this enriched data. Well, that was, to be honest, that was the easy part of it. Now we simplify a bit when we have a closer look to this seat selection component, because now more systems enter the stage. And basically here's the same principle, Pimcore pushes basic information to the customer, to the client, like you see here, the stadium view. And the basic information, for instance, contains the block mapping, which price category shall be shown in this block that you can see right now, the prices for each seat, and for sure, the availability of each seat. And this is a part that does not come from Pimcore, the availability, or as we call it, the status of each seat. This is a standalone system shown here in the red box. It's called the Ticketing Seat Status Service. We call it TSS. And this Ticketing Seat Service status directly pushes the information about availability, status of each seat, of any seat shown in this match, to the client's device. Whenever the client interacts with the stadium by, for instance, like you can see here, selecting a seat or deselecting a seat, the interaction takes place directly between the customer's device and the TSS, the ticketing seat status. To jump a bit over, just imagine there are tickets in the basket. During the checkout, Pimcore reserves the tickets at the TSS service, so there is an interconnection as well. And once the checkout is done, Pimcore pushes the sold tickets or the bought tickets from the customer backwards to the ticketing system, BFN, so that the tickets with this ticketing system can be sent over to the clients via email, for instance, as an e-ticket. And let me show to you one last lesson learned regarding the team play of systems. Right now, we have the real one-stop shop, and we have to handle very mixed baskets right now. And when it comes to very mixed baskets, it really needs some kind or some certainty of flexibility in the checkout. So just imagine there are different tickets from different matches in the cart, in your cart as a customer, beside jerseys as shown here. It needs to be flexible regarding rules and permissions for payment and for shipping of this product. So here, the same principle, the base information comes from the ticketing system behind, is brought over to Pimcore, and Pimcore handles this in the flexible checkout that we had to adapt, to be honest, a lot. The next point that comes to us in regarding the checkout is that two different product types need some kind of personalization. Just imagine the under law restrictions, it is necessary to personalize your ticket that BuyerOffer knows who is in the stadium right now. This makes it possible to, this makes it necessary to bring the personalization of tickets to the checkout. And another product type that needs personalization, just to show you the example, is the season ticket. Yeah, that's it. Now you all know what is the real essence of team play of systems and service providers for BuyerOffer in this one-stop shop. Let's take a look ahead. Oh, no, that was one part, the splitting of the order, but I think this is, all of you can imagine, each order needs to be splitted up to its components. Whether it is a ticket, it will be sent to the ticketing system, or it is, for instance, a jersey as part of the order, this will be sent to the ERP behind. It's a Navision ERP. So just let's take a look ahead. Britta, what's next?
Yeah, we just finished the ticketing project, but the work is not done. So we just finished our new backlog. It contains more than 60 different features and mini projects and items. And the first thing which we start now is a still secret project on our customer experience. But I think certain customer groups will benefit from a new customer experience, but stay tuned. There's a lot of work to do, and we are very much looking forward to continue our work with Neusta and Claudio. Thank you very much.